thing. This thing ain't even. That's strange. It done messed up my intro. All right, we good. We good. All right. I don't know where to start. I guess we'll just start with the title. Kobe Bryant. They have him ranked number 11 all time. Angel Reese versus RG3. Let's get into it. Where do I start? Where do I start? Where do I start? Class is in session. I know that much. I have no notes. It's coming straight off the dome. Man, Kobe Bryant, ranked number 11. I think it's rated by Bleacher Report or Complex Magazine. One of those media groups, one of those media companies. And it seems to be a talking point. That's strange. Somebody who they have ranked so low is garnering all this attention. But it's not by accident. One of these days, I'm going to create another YouTube channel called Racism and Sports. I'm not saying the Kobe Bryant thing is racism, but maybe I should not have said that because people like to swagger jack. They like to steal ideas on this thing online. Most people are not original. Rank number 11. Let's start. From the beginning, I believe Kobe Bryant entered the league at 1996. It's around that time frame. There was a lot of attention upon his arrival. Even in high school, I remember they had a couple of his games being played on national television. ESPN. I could be wrong, though. But I know they were following him. Even his prom date, they were covering that. It was this young guy that could be deemed to be arrogant. And of course, when you're arrogant, that rubs folks the wrong way. But nonetheless, entered the league 1996. I believe he was the 13th draft pick. You know, questions about this high schooler. At the time, there was, I want to say Kevin Garnett was before him, but it was kind of like ushering this new thing going on where NBA were starting to accept guys straight out of high school. So yeah, he was 13. I want to say 13. Drafted by the Charlotte Hornets, and somehow he was traded to the Los Angeles Lakers for Vlade Divac. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you. And that's another topic, man. I want to go through each year and show you how incompetent these general managers and owners are. They're incompetent, but not everybody's in the game to win. So when he was drafted, he was not starting. They had him on the bench. He was playing behind Eddie Jones. Eddie Jones was an all-star caliber shooting guard. Two-way player, offense and defense. Good player, solid player. Same build, same body type, athletic. So I can see that. Hey, Kobe was going to have to work his way into getting playing time and getting minutes because you already had an all star in front of him. 1996. This was during Michael Jordan's heyday, and of course the comparisons, uh, body type, style, everything was uncanny. It was almost eerily similar to the one they call Michael Jordan. Years, I want to say the first year they made it to the playoffs, and I want to say, yeah, that's when he did the air balls, start shooting the air balls in the playoffs against the, I want to say, Utah Jazz. It was last, it was like the closing minutes of the game, and coach threw him in there. Kobe took the shot. I want to say he took a couple shots, and he airballed. I want to say two of them, uh, which would shake and rock most people's confidence. But I think that actually propelled him into the person that you all have, what you all know now as Kobe Bryant. He stayed on the bench probably 2 years, 2 years if not three. Um, but you can see his progress. Each year, he began to get better and better and better to the point he was entered into the starting lineup. And then they got the big Aristotle, Shaq Diesel. Somehow he landed in Los Angeles. They didn't win immediately. They lost a couple years. Same team, Utah Jazz. Man, that pick and roll with Utah Jazz was lethal. John Stockton, Karl Malone, man, that was something else. I couldn't stand Utah. That play style, I don't know, but some reason, man, they just couldn't beat them. That was like their kryptonite. Uh, but as time go on, Shaq was doing his thing. Kobe began to ascend, and they got over the hump to the tune of three straight championships. It was almost unfair. You already knew who was going to win. The team was virtually unbeatable. I think in that last year, 2003, I want to say that's the year they went 15-1. They only lost one game in that whole playoff stint. Why am I saying all this? I don't know. But just follow me. Throughout that time, Kobe was being covered. He was like the golden child, the golden boy. He could do no wrong. I remember seeing him on McDonald's commercials. He was even making rap music. He he was the darling of the NBA, the young rising star, and you can see he was being pushed in that direction. And he played his cards right. He did everything the right way. He was media savvy. He knew how to talk in front of the camera. He kept his nose clean. Um, Flashy on the court, articulate when he was, knew how to articulate himself very well. And so, of course, you have I think 2004, that's when it was made public about the Shaq and Kobe beef, what we know as. And during that time, they lost to the Detroit Pistons. Um, and by the way, in that finals, Karl Malone got hurt. I think they probably could have. They would have. They would have won if if it wasn't for all that turmoil and all that stuff. And Shaq left. Kobe began to dominate statistically. but it was not translating into wins. And he just kept on doing his thing. They were gifted Paul Gasol. A couple years later, they lost to the Celtics that first year. They were too soft. And then next year, I want to say they had Bynum. Actually, that first year when they went to the finals, Bynum was hurt. And then the next year, that's when they ran back two in a row. They was going to do the three-peat, and then they lost to the Dallas Mavericks, which was a loaded team. I want to do another video on that one. People keep saying how Dirk, you know, historic run and all these things, which was it was a great run, but that team was loaded. That team was stacked. Kobe had a knee injury. I don't know if that was disclosed or not, but yeah. But then there was this case, and forgot what year it was, that happened in Denver, Colorado, where he was accused of sexual assault um, by a hotel employee. They went to court. He was found not guilty, but he was guilty in the public eye, and of course, guilty of infidelity. All of that played out in public. Why am I saying all this? Just follow me. And so that was a changing point right there. That case was the changing point. Up until that point, Kobe was the golden child. He's been pushed as the face of the league. I don't know where all these narratives come into play when they're talking about Tim Duncan and all these things. Tim Duncan was a great player, but he was never the face of the league. Let's not get it twisted. It's a lot that go into becoming a face of the league. The league is business, box office, brand, right? So you have to perform on the court and outside of the court. You have to move the needle, become per se larger than life. All of those things, you have to factor in when you're talking about face of the league. Statistically, it's just not going to get it done. We see that in many different sports, fighting, boxing, all that stuff. You can win, but after a while, if you're not galvanizing the people or captivating the audience, and it's not translating into money or attention, or the numbers don't reflect that. Yes, you may win at the game on the court or in the ring, but outside, you have to know how to be able to reach people. So they're either going to love you or they're going to hate you. Now, I know you all see all this Kobe Bryant gear. Y'all see all this stuff. Y'all see what I'm wearing. You probably think that I was a Kobe Bryant fanatic, right? All my life, which was wrong. Follow me. This all ties into him being ranked 11th. It's a long story, long history. I was not a Kobe Bryant fan. I was Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was number one. That was the guy. That was my guy. And then when he came along in 96, Kobe Bryant, I started seeing because he was being tagged or being labeled as the next Michael Jordan, the next great player. And of course, Michael Jordan was already being heralded as the best, the GOAT. And I started seeing him on the court. And as a Michael Jordan fan, it scared me. It scared me. Yes, I was the one. I was hating. I was doing all that stuff. This young guy. Who is he? Who does he think he is? He need to show respect. Kobe didn't give a damn about any of that. When he was on the court, he attacked vicious, no respect, no regard. Didn't matter. He was going to drop 50 on your head. He actually dropped 55 on Jordan. Oh man, I didn't like that at all. I want to say that was a Wizards Jordan. nonetheless, but yeah, he dropped 55 on that boy, man. He dropped 55 on that boy, man. Uh, but I didn't like him because deep down I saw that he was ascending, and it looked like he was. You can see it. You can see it play out. You can see it play out in front of your eyes. This guy is going to knock Jordan off the mantle. He's going to knock Jordan off the mantle. It was just a matter of time. And I wanted Jordan to remain up, up here. I didn't want nobody knocking Jordan off the mantle. So just natural instinct, I began to dislike Kobe. Didn't like him at all. And because of his attitude and how he just didn't take any prisoners, he was arrogant. He didn't care. He didn't care. He was going to do whatever it took to win. Um, but I remember also when that case happened in Denver, Colorado, everything changed. And that was when I start realizing and really things started to unfold on how the media, how they're able to either build you up or they can break you down. Um, and as soon as that case happened, everybody changed. Everybody flipped on him. He was no longer the media darling. He was the bad guy. He was the villain, even though he was found out not guilty. He was the villain. And I saw everybody just pile on him, pile on him, pile on him. I'm like, man, show the man some mercy. And it was just vicious vitriol. Just they just kept going, kept going, kept going. So much so I began to feel sorry for Kobe Bryant. Like, man, they really tried to dim this guy's light. Um, and that made me a fan when I was seeing him how he persevered through all of the stuff, whatever you want to call it. He just kept trucking along. And then, of course, when Shaq left, it seemed like everybody was leaving and everybody was piling on him. So he went from, ascending to the top, and now he's at the bottom. And he began to build it back up. He almost knocked off the number one team, Phoenix Suns, in that playoff run. Oh yeah, that was a great, great series. Um, but yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, this is how the media works. If you play the game, they're with you. If you don't play their game, they're not with you. Um, which is reflects on this ranking. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Why am I talking about Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Oh yeah, we're gonna dive into this thing because there's some correlation between this. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and most of you all, of course, I didn't see him play, um, but I read about him, and I want to say the 3 years he played college basketball, he won the national championship. And then I forgot what year it was. They actually outlawed the dunk because of him. They thought he had an unfair advantage. Who is they? The people who run the league. Yeah. They didn't like him. He didn't talk to the media. He was what you call honorary, some he wasn't forthcoming. He didn't play the game as in, business talk or favor for a favor. You take it easy on me, I'll take it easy on you. I'll give you the story. I'll give you the insight. I'll you know how some guys are media savvy. Kareem was not media savvy, but statistically, he was elite. Elite. Won a ring in Milwaukee with the Milwaukee Bucks. Then he got traded to Los Angeles. And I want to say he ended his career with 6 NBA championships, either 5 or 6 MVPs. For the longest, he had the most points before that was overtaken by LeBron. Now, that number one of scoring, what if Kareem would have entered straight out of high school? He would have had more points. I don't know. It's just something to think about. But yeah, because Kareem did not play the media game, he does not get liked. So, what does that have to do with a ranking? Just follow me. Who do you think awards these players like MVP, defensive player of the year, all of these things? Not the ones like scoring champion. Scoring champion is pretty easy. They take the scoring average, and whoever has the highest average, that's your scoring champ for that season. But most valuable player, which is MVP, defensive player of the year, all stars, all of these things are tied into the media. So if you don't play the media game, they will not play your game. They will not reward you. And they will not reward you with these quote unquote rankings. You will not receive these awards, which is why Steve Nash received 2 MVPs when it should have been Shaq or Kobe, right? Steve Nash, right? That's how he got his MVPs because, hey, he knows how to play the media game. And this was the time during the backlash of the Kobe Bryant sexual assault time. So as time go on, the comparisons never stop with Michael Jordan, and rightfully so. But Kobe, and if you study how he moved and the articles that were written about him, he did not play the media game. He was very business savvy, but he did not play the media game. He would call you stupid. Yeah, you asked a stupid question, or he didn't like what you wrote. He'll let you have it. Those guys don't like that. They don't like to be talked to in that manner. They don't like to be called out in front of everybody. So that's how he became the black mama, that kind of like that asshole guy. He didn't take any junk from anybody because once he saw how the game was played, the media game was played, he just didn't play it anymore. And when you don't play the media game, they're going to retaliate as such, in rankings, MVPs, all of these things. Yeah, all of that plays its part. Performance is one thing, but then you have to kind of play the game in order to excel. Uh, yeah. Another thing, most people that, and this is where it gets real. If you all stuck along this time, man, it's 26 minutes. Man, I didn't even know it was this long. This is another thing. In America, they don't like, I know it, you're going to say it. Oh, Brian, here he goes again. Yeah, I know. I know. I cannot hide from the truth. In America, they do not like, especially an arrogant or smug black man. When you're arrogant or smug, it's like I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's easy to explain, but it's hard to explain. I'm gonna try to explain it in a professional manner. In America, if you're a black person and you seem like you're arrogant, the masses take that as you being unappreciative. See, just with that alone, that lets me know the climate of this country and things that we have to persevere through. Why does why do we have to appear to be appreciative, right? And that mindset, I'm finna break it down right quick. That comes from, hey, I'm giving you an opportunity. You should appreciate this because you can be like the rest of the people who look like you who are not financially well. You better show appreciation or I'm going to put you back down where the rest of your folks are at. That's what that gives off. Now, nobody's going to admit it because this country is full of deception. I'm saying all this because when they have these media rankings, these awards, all of these things, sports is supposed to be reflect true meritocracy. Just hey, whatever you earn, whatever you achieve is unbiased. All of those good things, but as you can see, it's not that way. There's two parts to it. Yes, you have to perform, but you have to perform off the field as well. If you don't do that, they're going to get you. They're going to get you. And Kobe was brash. He was arrogant. He'll tell you you're stupid. He'll probably cuss you out. I've seen the stories. I've read articles. He was not an easy guy to talk with. If you didn't know what you were talking about, which the NBA is filled with those type of people, from owners to head coaches to assistants to general managers. That's why I say I wanted to make a video about how these billion-dollar entities, these billion-dollar companies, which are NBA teams, all of this infrastructure, and yet they still make foolish decisions. Foolish decisions. Year after year after year after year. Now, if you begin to talk this way, you're not going to receive favorable action when it comes to how they write about you, just like how they did Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. To be honest with you, they always talking about LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Kareem, if you look at his numbers, go look at his accolades and look at his numbers and try to tell me he should not be considered the GOAT. It's like people forgot about him. They don't write about him. They don't like to include him in anything because Kareem talk about racism. He talks, he's an articulate man. He was standoffish. He didn't play the media game. He didn't do none of that. That's why they propel Magic Johnson ahead of him. Now, Magic Johnson is a great basketball player. Don't get it twisted. But if you're going to have a face, you'd rather have somebody like that. He knew how to perform on the court and off the court. Very easy to talk to, media savvy, all that stuff, business minded. As you can see, one of the greatest athlete businessman transitions. He set the blueprint for that. So salute to Magic Johnson. But let's not get it twisted. This number 11 is deeper than rap. That's why I said it like that. How can a person be number 11, right? And that means you have 10 other people ahead of him. And if you were to formulate a team with those 10 individuals, and then you put Kobe on one of those teams, there's going to be a mismatch. In particular, Steph Curry. No knock on him, but any team, because it's 5-on-5, right? Let's just say you have your best starting five, because that's what this is about, right? A team. He's going to be a defensive liability. All you're going to do is post him up. So any team that he's on, if you take the top 10, I don't know, man. And that's the way I look at things. Now, if you want to talk impact, he had a tremendous impact. So I guess all of those things are taken into consideration, right? Of course, they had Bill Russell, Kareem. They have others ahead of him. So it's not all about statistics. So how are you measuring this? There's really no format. It's really who runs the company and who they want to put ahead or who they want to put on that list. That's basically what it comes down to. That's basically what it comes down to. I can go on and on. I didn't even realize I'm going 30 minutes on this Kobe Bryant topic. But yeah, I'm gonna close because I want to get on the Angel Reese thing. They always say he's mirrors Michael Jordan. Jordan is number one. So you have a guy who's just like him, but he's way down 11. So they discredit him for not being original. So if you're the greatest and you're doing the same thing the greatest does, then they say, hey, man, you had Shaq. Well, Shaq had Kobe. It was a team. Nobody does it by themselves. I think that's been proven. Even Michael has Scottie Pippen. And then he had Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippen. Anybody you put, it's like nobody really done it themselves. So why is that held against him? I don't know. I do not know. Oh yeah, in closing, this thing with the Kobe thing. Oh, this gonna rub feathers. If you stuck, if you stay long enough, this probably is going to piss you off. When you're somebody that's confident and you know you're great, they're either going to love you or they're going to hate you. There's no in between. It's either going to be love or it's going to be hate. And the people who are not confident, most likely they're going to hate you. So whatever you represent, you could be someone who's confident in their looks, confident in their abilities. Maybe you have a lot of money. Maybe you have all three. When you become super successful or you appear to have everything together, it's going to garner a certain level of hate no matter what you do. You can do everything the right way. They're still not going to like you. Trust me, this is from personal experience. I got to be real. We keeping it real. Now I'm getting in my bag. I am keeping it real. I'm keeping it a stack. I'm keeping it a stack. People looking at me, oh man, he was born with the silver spoon in his mouth. All that stuff. And they look past all of the hard work. Look at that right there. You know, that's hard work right there. Look. Now this cap is standing on. Well, hey man, hold up. Hold up. Let me see. You know, there's two of them things. That's hard work. They look past that though. Everybody looks past that. Even with this, hey man, I can't help it. My father was a handsome man. My mother was an attractive, beautiful lady. It's not my fault. Now, look at it. Now, you see, and I said that for a reason. That feeling that some of you all found it funny, but some of you all it triggered, it invoked that envy, right? So all of that plays into that ranking because that applies to, that man right there. Well, yeah, there you go. That applies to him. That applies to him. Sometimes they may look at you as you not, especially him being a black man. Oh man, you wasn't hood enough. Yeah, and that's why I be rocking with Kobe because he was a very intelligent man, very articulate, well spoken, well mannered, all that stuff, right? But he was held on that court, had a killer instinct. Um, but yeah, he wasn't gangster enough. So I remember I went through that phase. Hey man, I can't help it. I mean, why would I want to be gangster? Tell me the benefits of it. I'll wait because at my age, I still have not met that. And it's no knock on people who subscribe to that lifestyle, but I'm keeping it real because I like to enlighten, right? I like to enlighten. I like to try to drop jewels. There is no there's no benefit in that. There's no retirement plan in being that and living that lifestyle, right? There's no retirement plan. There's really no benefit. It don't get bread. So am I going to? Why would I ever lead to that? And just because I'm a black man, I get discredited for not being gangster. But that gangster stuff, what the are you getting from it? I've achieved what I set out to achieve without that. So why would I want to go into that? But in our culture, we look at people who, when I say our culture, I'm talking about black people. If you're not gangster, if you're not hood, they look at you a certain way. But the man who exemplifies intelligence, respect and all those things, that's not heralded. They don't herald, they don't prop those guys up. Not all of you, but I just remember coming up through the ranks that was not rewarded. As in, oh man, it was they really called you a nerd, or you were kind of like some type of outcast. I wasn't always, wasn't full blown nerd, but it was kind of like in the middle. I remember those days. But then when I got into my man form, it was like, oh well, shit. If you don't like me, then I don't give a shit. If you don't like me, you ain't gonna like me. So that's when that um me being arrogant or cocky or confident, whatever you want to call it, that's what you begin to flourish in that role. Because after a while, you figure out, man, people are either going to like you or they're going to hate you. Either way it goes, it don't matter what you do. You can try to please everybody. It does not matter. It does not matter at all. So all of that stuff goes into that ranking. All of it. So you may reflect on I'm going to wrap this up. You may talk about lack of MVPs and all these other things. Just know that that stuff is media. The media, writers, unathletic sports guys, they are the one who rewards the NBA player with these accolades. It's not their peers. It's not other people who play the game, all that stuff. There are a couple of media personnel, and there are a lot more today than there was in yesteryear. But for the most part, it's old white guys who reward the NBA players with their accolades, MVPs, and defensive player of the year, and all these accolades, first team, all off, all NBA, whatever it is, all stars. Who do you think is putting these people in there? All of those things play a factor. And now, because of social media and the internet, the media was once untouchable, but now you start seeing all the flaws and all of the scandals and things that come from the media. I remember that dude named Jay Mariotti. Oh yeah, man, he was Skip Bayless before Skip Bayless on ESPN. And then when he got into I want to say an assault case, he was drunk and want to say he was trying to break into his girlfriend's house. They let him go. And that Phillip guy, he was doing the baseball. I want to say his name may have been Steve Phillips. Forgot his name. He was rising through. And then he got caught cheating. Yeah, because they became larger than life. But there's a reason why they became larger than life, because the media, they have a financial interest in the sports. This is where you hear sports teams talking about, or the NBA talking about the TV deals. This is where they get their money. So this is what they earn the rights and all that stuff. Now I'm getting into all these other things. That's why I want to make a separate video, but it's all tied into to each other. It's not just about what you do on the court. And that's the part I really want to make clear. All right. Oh man. Angel Reese versus RG3. Yeah. I have not looked into it much. And I try not to, because I want to have my own opinion. Just face value. I see the main sticker or the main headline. And they had I want to say RG3, which is former football player, quarterback, quarterback, black man. He posted a picture of Angel Reese, and it was Photoshop to have a monkey on the head of Angel Reese's body. And of course, we all know that a monkey is, especially with a black person, it's extremely racist, derogatory, all of those things. So RG3 tried to cover it up, say, hey, I was just spreading awareness, that, hey, man, this stuff shouldn't go on. So the argument is, hey, why did you do it? You didn't have to do it. Nobody knew about it until you posted it because of your notoriety. It's RG3. Back and forth banter led to Shaquille O'Neal saying basically he gonna slap the shit out of RG3 if he don't cut it out. This one, like I said, is deeper than rap. Angel Reese is with the WNBA. There's been talks about her, I guess, the way she carries herself. Once again, like I said, if you come across as extremely confident, arrogant, anything like that, and you're a black person, oh, they want to put you in your place. You're supposed to be quiet, be humble, right? Be quiet, be humble, or we can send you back down to where those other folks who look like you. For some reason, that stirs up the pot in this country. Floyd Mayweather was another one. The list goes on and on. Michael Beasley, and sometimes it works. The once you show yourself to be someone who's like that, oh, the powers that be, they target you and they want to break you down. It happens in sports, but it also happens in regular companies, regular corporations. Trust me, it does. I've experienced it. It does. It does. Uh, so of course, there's a love-hate thing with her, and she's tied in with Caitlin Clark, which is a Caucasian lady, and she's doing very well. She got the jumper. She get buckets. So of course, the black-white dynamic. Everybody says, hey, we don't see race, but just like what the NBA did with Magic and Larry Bird, the black-white. Now you have Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, black-white. And of course, RG3 somehow he enters into the fold, post that picture. RG3 has a white wife. Why am I saying this? I'm saying this because as a black man, I know that there are certain types of black men. There are black men who have a preference in who they're dating, as in, hey, being a black man, I'm only going to date black women. There are some that's, I'm a black man, I'm a date who rock with me. So if you rock with me, I rock with you. It's all good. Nothing wrong with that. And then there's the black men who say, I am not dating black women. I do not like black women. I date white women only or other races, but I will never date a black woman. And they start listing all of these stereotypes. And if you fit or if you even remotely display any of those stereotypes, they will already turn against you as an enemy. Those type of black men exist. Facts. So when I read the story about RG3, which one is he? I don't know the man personally, but to be a black man and post that, and not factor in the type of ramification that may have to this young black lady. She's in her early 20s, man. Like, what are you doing? And so all of that comes into play. I don't want to put that on RG3, but I don't know. Stemming from reports, he seems to be that kind of where he just he preferred to date outside. And so with these type of men, I mean, you do what you want to do, but it's almost like you're playing both sides of the fence. Okay, I'm getting into the infrastructure of the black community because of my skin, but I'm going to take that privilege and then bring that over anywhere else to people who don't like black people. Well, yeah, this is where I'm going to reveal all of these inside source or whatever. So you're using that to talk about black issues, but you're never going to say anything that's probably for black people. And you're bringing information on to the people who don't like us. It's not all whites. It's just people in general. People, if you don't like black people, hey man, I'm speaking freely. I'm gonna speak how I speak. I know some of you all wish you can do that. Why don't you do it? Stop being scared, right? Just like how I said before. Remember, I'm coming full circle. The people who like you, they're gonna like you. As long as you stand with morality and they can they have any type of an ounce of intelligence and they're able to follow a certain type of logic, they should be able to understand. But if they're not gonna like you anyway, well, F it. They're not gonna like you anyway. So stop being scared. Stop being scared. But anyway, so when someone like RG3 does that as a black man, yeah, I feel a certain way. Only because I don't know. First, I don't know him personally, but which one are you? Because to me, that's a very important factor in how I would judge or how I would analyze that situation. Being a black guy posting a picture of a black woman with a monkey head photoshopped on her body, and then you having a white wife. Like, come on, dude. What are you doing? And those guys exist. So be careful. Um, what they say, all skin folk, not your kinfolk. It's to the point now, and you see it in this climate. And that happens in all ethnicities, by the way. Everything we do, of course, is under the microscope, but it happens in all ethnicities. All ethnicities, trust me. I've seen it. Some of them get denounced because they do date out their race. Yeah, people don't talk about that. Everybody want to talk about, yeah, do what you do. Nobody wants to talk about how some of the family members they'll look down upon you. Oh yeah, and that's already. Oh, that ain't just black. It ain't just black. But what else? What else I wanted to talk about? I think that's it, man. I think I rambled on long enough. Hopefully, you were able to follow some of the stuff that I was talking about. But yeah, man, RG3, man, you're out of line, my G. You're out of line, man. And that's why I stay to myself for the most part, not to the part where I'm just isolated from the world, but I can only rock with so many people. You got to be like minded at a certain point. You got to be like minded, and if you're not, you can only get so far with me. And that's why, and I'm saying I'll close on this to the people who are, you know, younger folk, as you're figuring out and navigating this thing called life. Just know that the people who respect you, um, who wants what's best for you, stay close to those people. And sometimes those people are they may not even look like you. The media may have told you that these people were your enemy. Go by their actions, the true actions. True actions, meaning people who come through in the clutch, who come through in the clutch, who will stand up for you when you're not around, right? Who look out for you when you're not around. Things like that. It's not always family members. It's not always people who you grew up with. It's not always your friends. In due time, you'll see it and you'll see the signs. Pay attention to that. Pay very close attention to that because everything that I spoke about earlier, it applies. They're either going to love you or they're going to hate you or they're going to envy you. Some people are not confident. Some people don't like the way they look. They don't like where they're at in life. They don't like how they ended up. They may be envious of you of where you're at. Things that you may have had, things that you have, things that you have accomplished. Even though you're just doing your thing and handling your business, it's going to ruffle their feathers. So pay attention to those things. Pay attention to those signs. I'm someone who's very, very, very analytical. I analyze damn near anything, almost to a fault. And non-genuine actions, I see it. And it's a crazy thing, man, to see that and know it. Don't say anything, and just go on as everything is normal. But in my head, I know, but I understand because when I look at the macro, the big scope, I can kind of give you a pass based off of what you've studied, what you adhere to, some of your experiences, things that you may have went through. Uh, I understand. And we all got things we have to work on. So to those people that are like that, work on that. Trust me. If you are one of those people who who are voting somebody number 11, right? We're going to use, we're going to stay on, kind of bringing it back full circle. And they're not number 11. You want to kick them while they're down, right? They rubbing you the wrong way because hey, they prepared themselves for the obstacles so they can achieve and have favorable actions from completing these obstacles at a very high level, and you didn't. Just know you're not fooling anybody. It shows. It shows. I think that's it. 56 minutes, man. I did not intend to go that long. I will review this video, by the way. If I don't like it, I will probably delete it. And as you all know, July 28th, that's I got to meet up with the parole board, with the bozo. So if you haven't already, submit your protest letters. We want to keep Veronica Rivas locked up. There's a interview that I'll drop with Kenny Summers. I have it on my YouTube. Facebook is giving me problems with copyright stuff, so I got to adjust some things, but I'm going to drop that shortly. And I think that's it. I think I've rambled on enough. Oh, man. But anyways, it was nice talking to y'all. No drunk drivers. We out.